What's up YouTube? We're going to have a look at this lovely retro example of an RC down from the collection. I managed to pick this up on eBay. Had to go on a bit of a mission to collect it, but I think it was worth it. If you look at the box, it's in pretty good shape, so we get to experience to an extent what it would have been like to get this when it was new. And it's a KYOSHO Chevrolet Lumina 4-wheel drive dirt oval racer, and in their own words, it's high grade. We've got custom design for dirt oval cars, super high capacity, 40% higher capacity than 1200S in a 4-cell and 2-cell packages to permit positioning for the best weight distribution. Well, they must have been proud of that. Being from England, I don't know what a Chevrolet Lumina is. Never seen one or heard of one, but it looks pretty cool in its oval shape because it's an oval racer. What we got on the side? Oh, a little bit about it. So the Chevrolet Lumina is one of the best known American dirt oval racing cars. KYOSHO's accurate 1/10 scale radio control version gives just as much excitement in a smaller space at a much lower cost. Don't we know it? The body has been precision molded to preserve all the details of the full-size machine. Under the skin is a full competition chassis, stiff FRP with long travel independent suspension on all 4 wheels and full-time 4-wheel drive via an efficient and reliable dual belt system of easy flex tooth belts. The normal setup is with left bias of the heavy components for the best counterclockwise racing, but equal left-right balance is possible. The result, top handling and max fun. I must say, I did become quite interested when I saw the chassis on the eBay listing, because I thought, well, I've never seen any KYOSHO like that, and I need to get my hands on this one. So you got a few bits about it. I'll let you read that in your own time. I think this side's all Japanese. Got some pictures. Le Mans 240 motor was stock with it. And yes, this multiple battery arrangement setup. Right, let's open it up. Let's open this up. And there we go. It's quite nice to see the insert still there, with space for the model. A bit of a shame it's not in box colours. Most of the decals look in reasonable condition, but they're not in the box positions, and it's been painted in that sort of metallic burgundy, which people thought was good in the era. However, the body's in reasonable condition. We're going to get that on the table in a minute, so I'm just going to concentrate on box stuff, and then we'll have a close-up look on the photo table. So inside the box, we've got that nice lower insert with the outline of the chassis, a few original bits. So the owner liked to buy original KYOSHO stuff. I think these are the original tyres. Potenza, KYOSHO 320. Oh, I can't read. They're a bit, well, there's a pinned one there. Another treaded one. Treaded one. Treaded one. Spare belt. We've got the manuals. I think this is the English manual. And I think this is the Japanese manual. Which almost looks sealed still. Ooh, should we call that RC hotline? See who answers. It's tempting, isn't it? The Super Hobby KYOSHO. I think that's the original bit of sellotape on that, and that's never been opened. So that's pretty cool. Nice to see that in the Anglosphere they gave us this almost photocopied looking manual. But it is the right one with how to build it up. I'm not sure if these were RTR or you had to build them, but that's nice as well. Alright, let's have a closer look at the car on the table. So here we have KYOSHO Lumina Dirt Oval Racer. It's a 1/10 scale RC from KYOSHO. It's in the old size 1/10 scale, so that's quite wide compared to what most people know. But this was what 1/10 scale was before. Body's not terrible, but yeah, it's in the wrong colours, wrong decal positions, a few cracks and bashes, but I'd say that's not too bad though for something this old and unique. Probably wasn't used much. So just for those that don't know, the old 1/10 scale had a wheelbase of, looking at just under 280 there, which I think they kept, but it's the width that was different, which was coming in at 250 millimeters. So that's your size there. Body off, and here we go. How many people have seen this KYOSHO chassis? At first, when I first saw it on the auction pictures, I thought, oh, that must be laser based or that era of vehicle. But when I looked closer, I saw, oh no, it's got different shock towers, different bulkheads, this lowered belt drive, and it was quite different. And then I was really interested in getting my hands on it to have a look. So yeah, there we go. It's a bit of a mix between the Optima and laser era evolutions. It's got an actual FRP lower deck and top deck arrangement, and this motor hangs out quite far and quite back on this side. The twin belts off that top shaft. Doesn't look to be any adjustments on that spur gear, although possibly some kind of slipper arrangement there, I can't be sure. This one's still fitted with the mechanical speed control. There's a belt tensioner here with some sort of tensioning nut. The standard KYOSHO manual speed controller. double bell crank steering. Now this looks more out of an Optima, as do the dampers and lower arms and C-hub arrangement. You've got these quite angle shock absorbers which give this odd spring rate where it's the opposite of progressive. It's stiffer in the initial travel and then becomes softer going up. So nearly everyone's moved away from that convention, having it the other way around, where it starts a bit softer for small bump absorption but then gets stiffer to counteract roll, or if the car's going to tip over. But these low angle dampers give the opposite of that. The rate that gets, because of the angle of the damper, gets easier at the top. Still, I don't think it would drive too badly. That's a good look at the front there and the travel. Notably, compared to other KYOSHOs, quite a heavy duty body post. Bit thicker than usual. Few different shock positions. Little, looks like the top comes off this bulkhead for inspection of the diff. And you've got a gear differential here. That's quite smooth. But I think at the back, and I did have to check this in the manual, but that is actually just a spool or a locked differential. There's no internal gears, there's just a bar that keeps it locked. So that was how that actually came from the factory, probably trying to capture that dirt oval characteristics. And then yeah, the other main thing they were mentioning on the box was all these positions for the battery that they gave you. So you could either have a stick pack all on one side and then all your weight would be on one side if you're really going for the oval. You could have saddle packs either side and you could move them front and back to an extent, or that special battery pack they mentioned with the 2 and 4 cell. I mean, let me know if anyone played around with those things, but that's pretty fun, like to tune the weight distribution that much, that they give you those options without too much cost to the design, because an extra bit of chassis here is that would hardly be a couple of grams, but the options it gives you, depending on what track you're on and what circuit, would be quite a lot to be able to change your weight distribution. This also came with that KYOSHO Lumina's 240 ST motor, which looks to be quite a reasonable performance motor with its changeable brushes. I'm not sure the turnage on that, but that's quite a hot motor for a stock KYOSHO car to come with. So that's pretty cool. Let's go to the back suspension. Got these heavy duty body posts again. It's got these angled in shocks with their softening rate. Spool diff. Possibly a copy of the front bulkhead with that inspection plate. And what's nice here is this can't have been used too much, because I can't really feel any slop or play from wear in the suspension. Just yeah, that feels hardly any wear at all, just factory built levels of wear. So I wonder how many times it actually got used. Got some misting on the damper, so some oil's starting to get out there, and some oil's leaked out here because you can see loads of dust stuck in sticky oil. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty lucky to find it in this condition. And underneath will tell a story. We've got some light scratching on the screws to the front, But yeah, not really any major scratching there, so that's pretty good. Another odd thing with this KYOSHO is that large bumper there. So that stands out, and then from here you can see how all the different battery positions you could go for. So yeah, there you have it. KYOSHO Lumina 4-wheel drive oval racer. Let me know what you think. Did you have one of these? Did you race oval with it? Was the Lumina something you looked up to? Did you see these in the shop? Did you want one more than a lazer? Like, comment and subscribe. Oh, a quick look at the wheels and tyres. So we've seen them before, notably off that Peugeot T16 Nitro, and I think some Optimas came with these. There's an aftermarket tyre on here. I don't know if you can pick it up in the video, but it says electric crazy cars 75 30 36. So that's interesting, and they look unused. Some sort of mini pin type tyres. Maybe where this was used was always on a carpet track indoors, and that's why you don't see so much wear on the chassis. Given that we didn't see any wear on it, the evidence in the box was the owner had bought a few sets of tyres. So usually if an RC wears out a few sets of tyres, it can be quite knackered after. I think these were the original ones, the Potenza 320 3520G with that tread pattern. And at some point I think he'd gone for these pin tyres in a 360 45 20 MHM, and they're all worn out. Well, that's worn out, but these look pretty cool.